All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Your Lie in April, Episode 3. Okay,
Right.
so we've had the concert, we've had the little competition.
Yep.
And Kousei
First
is now
round,
the
anyway.
substitute walk-along with Kaori.
Yes, because Watari didn't show up.
Well, Watari in particular is kind of a flirt, and I get that they're trying to push the story in a direction that moves Kousei and Kaori together, at least at a relatively quick pace. But in particular, both of them seem to have their own things going on. We know more about Kousei's than Kaori's.
Right.
But
He is the perspective character, after all.
yes, but that could be the kind of thing that either they bond over or it kind of keeps them from connecting that quickly. So it becomes a story
Sure.
where it's not necessarily going to be quick that they start any kind of deep connection. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see in
will.
this episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Wow. Very detailed.
Yes.
Is it, wait. They're going out. Yeah. Wait a minute.
I love how they use color in this show. It really is just amazing. One of these days I'll have the entire Japanese opening memorized, but it is not this day.
Yeah, this opening is just the epitome of gorgeous.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. Instagram? I'm just kidding. I eat them.
That's right.
This person is so high energy and just positivity. He's
Yep.
just like, wow, this is something else. I wonder what you are. Da, 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 da. Okay. Huh. It's interesting that they both had a perspective on it that is, one's a sad piano and one's a
Right.
happy piano. I guess her mental age is low. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh.
Good cop, bad cop routine.
Right. Oh, he He'll actually play. Dang. How I wonder what you are above the mountain so high, the sky. Oh,
What you are. See, he knows the rest of it.
right. Wow.
He's pretty good.
This is just one hand, too. Oh. Where'd he go?
Yeah. He disappeared.
Oh, there he is. Aw. Cats are awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that she knew. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, jeez. A musician of our generation. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Ay, ay, ay. He can't hear the sound? Is that a lie, or is that... Yeah. Just waxing poetic here. Jeez. The past trauma is that big where the sounds of the piano trigger certain responses to where he doesn't want to hear them. Because there's the physical response too of yeah.
Even the cat jumps.
Yeah. Like us. People like us.
They're both musicians, after all.
No, let's see. It's different. Ah. Yearning. Whoa. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
This seems like this was all a part of her plan all along, was that she didn't really, like, want to interact with Watari for anything more than just to have him potentially be him to be her accompanist. Of course, the classic throwing the shoe.
Right, exactly. She picks it up and she goes.
What the heck? Hide, buddy, hide. Yeah, I wonder why.
Exactly. She didn't exactly play the way she was supposed to.
Yeah. Tsubaki's like, we'll see. Did I just feel a chill? That psychic energy, like, waving in his direction. He's just like,
Yep.
I sense a disturbance. He recognizes it.
It's like there may be scheming afoot,
Yep.
methinks.
Okay, this is good. I love this. Accompaniment. Oh my gosh. It's like, am I safe at home even?
Yep.
Nope, not
Not at
safe
all.
anywhere.
Well, and the room's clean too. Like, remember?
Right. Ah! Okay, that whole sequence was just too funny. He's gonna go crazy. He's like,
Well, because I mean, it's a it's a complicated piece. Like,
yeah, it sounds really complicated, but he's playing it in his mind. And loop. Aww. Transition from the negative thoughts to the rain. Ha! You have to be at least this pushy.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's been her goal all along, is to make Kousei kind of wake up and play the piano, for instance.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's other things going on here. Yeah. Yeah, but that's also a lie. Like, hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Huh. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. She came up here to. Oh! I came to find you. The pose afterwards.
Yeah. Nani?
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. For a very specific reason. Yep, you won't play.
Right.
Yep. Hmm. Jeez. This isn't the gray stuff. This is the darkness. This is the. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little demon cat
Yep.
projecting his own fears. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, crap. crap. Ah, dang it. I think I just figured out something.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on, dude. Oh. He's in the gray and she's in the sunlight and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Good job. All right. Well, let's go. We got to start running.
Yeah, because it's already started.
Ah! That really like ridiculous. I've got an idea. That's a bike there. Yep. double
Yeah. But
setup, which is, not legal, but
right.
But yes. Yeah.
While he's frantically looking at the sheet music on the back of the bike.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep.
There it is.
All right. Yeah. So now they're on their way there.
You know what this episode was primarily telling us about, though, was Kaori's character.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I want people to enjoy my music and stuff for as long as I have an audience, as long as I'm here, as long as I can be remembered. And I'm like, this language. Where was she going to at the bus? The hospital.
What?
Huh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you can kind of feel the Nicholas Sparks, from like you can smell it from a mile away.
Right.
But
that
the thing
won't
is,
save you.
That won't save me, right? It's the kind of thing where you're like, all right, this isn't a show about predicting about what's going to come next.
Exactly.
It's more about what kind of emotional, distraught, just everything am I going to be taken through because of this.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Right.
It was pretty sneaky, but yeah, I think the show basically gave its hand, it revealed its hand a little bit too emphatically at this episode. Because the thing with the hospital bit, I was like, oh, maybe that's like a family member and stuff. But then her whole talk about being remembered and having an audience that will kind of be able to listen to her as long as she has them and she's, around.
Right.
And
that's
it's like,
my reason for existing. And
and I was like, okay, so is she dying? Like, there's a very real possibility she is, or at the very least, it's kind of the idea of her not necessarily dying, but in, how he's unable to play the piano right now.
Yes.
He's kind of half living.
Exactly.
Maybe she has a point that's coming up where she'll essentially be half living in the way that she will not be physically able to play an instrument. Like maybe there's something going on where, she'll essentially be bedridden for the rest of her life. She won't die, but she'll, basically be like, incapacitated or something. Or, not be able to use her hands or...
Yep, any number of things.
Yeah, going blind or deaf, or there's all kinds of things they could do. But I can, like I said in the full length reaction, I can smell the Nicholas Sparks from a mile away, and this just is. Oh, this is beautiful, and it's warm, and it's happy, and there's this dark backstory of the main character, but we didn't get anything of the secondary main character until this episode, when it's like, oh, she might die. That might be why this is such a, such a well-known show, is that, things don't go necessarily into the happy ending of sorts.
I'm not going to tell you any spoilers, of course, but the thing I will say is that you were saying, okay, they're making it a little bit like they're laying it on a bit thick, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, I'm more of anything, I'm just okay, I'm going to brace myself for the tidal waves of tear-bending emotions.
It's like Ruby when Winter Schnee shows up and she's like, okay, so this is the mood. Or no, when she reports on the thing, it's like, okay, so this is the mood we're going for. Or the tone we're going for.
Right, yeah.
But
anyway, the gist of it, what I got from this episode is that both of their goal is to kind of, in the story, is to help each other basically come alive. And we have Tsubaki, who's kind of been the more important main side character, in that she's been working Kousei for a while to try and get him to come alive.
Yes.
Because he's been trapped and living in the past, and he's been choked by his own fear, essentially. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though, is that Kaori's come into his life, and she is basically the key to making all this stuff happen. The question is this going to be the type of show where they make Kousei figure things out just in time for her to notice, and then she goes? Or is this going to be the kind of thing where she helps him, and in the end he helps her, and then regardless of whether or not the ending goes, the main point is that they helped each other live to the fullest? Or something both like that. The point is that I'm getting the vibe that this is not a story about figuring out who ends up with who, figuring out about whether or not Kaori's going to die, or figuring out really about whether or not Kousei will live to the fullest again. Right. The point of it is that all of these things are kind of going to happen and not happen, but
there's going to be a journey, and
it's going to be a journey. Exactly.
It's going to be great,
and this is going to be a story about said journey. And I am very excited for the journey to have very violent highs and lows, and I can tell that you are the kind of sick bastard who would enjoy this stuff, because you love getting your emotions into a tizzy, and the highs and the lows.
So much. I love it so much.
Very chaotic side of you. So when you rewatch this show, do you primarily do it for the inspiration or the emotional journey?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Because, again, them talking about music and all that stuff strikes very close to home for me with the whole writing thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can totally catch on with that as well. There's a whole lot of inspiration that can be gained from having someone that encourages you to live to the fullest.
Right. And because that's the other thing about it too. Even if you're not someone who goes after something that's artistic or whatever, just the idea of, wanting to live life to the fullest and all that stuff.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Okay. And the way they handle all the emotional ups and downs and everything is really fantastic, and it's something where, especially for this story in particular, I find it a lot more impressive because they don't rely on the sort of the what a twist factor kind of a thing, because they do set up a lot of stuff with foreshadowing and stuff where you're you kind of get the idea of where it's going, but they still manage to make it hit really hard. And that I absolutely love, because there's not a lot of stories that do that.
Yeah, I can tell that I'm going to be hit hard by the emotional side of this but I'm more kind of interested in which direction they're going to go with regards to his past. So his present is that he chooses to decide to play music and live again. But the thing is, his past happened. He can't really change that.
Exactly.
So the main thing that they have completely up in the air right now is what angle, what perspective is he going to take with regards to his past? Is he going to reconcile it? Is he going to just move on from it? Is he going to try and forget it? Is he going to try and fight it? Is he going to try and kind of redeem it in like a perspective thing where he'll then see his mother in a whole new light or something? Who knows? I think that that's the kind of thing that works really well to have on the journey. I think if this was a story that didn't have that past bit, it wouldn't be as engaging.
Absolutely.
The past bit is really what sells the conflict here.
Right.
Because if you have someone that basically, had a traumatic experience at one point, but didn't have some kind of past context to it, it makes the trauma feel a little bit contrived, and it kind of cheapens the real life trauma that a lot of people go through. So they seem to be dealing with this in a very good way. I like that Kaori isn't perfect. One of the things that's really annoying in specific stories where you can tell that they're setting up a too good for this world character is that they're literally perfect and they have no flaws.
The Moe Jesus that will die for your sins.
And Kaori is not that.
Right.
Kaori has a whole lot of problems. The main thing, though, that's really special is that they're trying to give us as the audience the perspective that Kousei has, in that she is the perfect light, basically, for him in this dark time.
Exactly.
It's not that she, in and of
herself, is perfect, but the idea that, because this is one of the things that I think makes this show, with the whole, emotional roller coaster that it does work so well, is, and like you were saying with the whole thing of Kousei's backstory, is that they set up this character that is just, so full of life and, and just vibrantly living, right? And then you have this person who is the opposite at the beginning for good reason, right? So that way you can have that maximum emotional turbulence, right? You have
sure, I didn't think about that.
You have immediate conflicts that are like, okay, all the craziness that can happen, right? And then also, okay, how are they going to handle the fact that Kousei has this issue, or how is Kaori gonna deal with whatever her issues are, and all that stuff.
So they had that little talk on the bus, though, Tsubaki and Kaori.
Yep.
Tsubaki is lying. She's just straight up lying. She's not being honest with herself, and she's not being honest with others. And I think this is kind of a fine thing to have in the beginning. But one of the things that I'm worried about is that there is no happy ending for anyone but the main character in Kousei. Now, here's where I kind of look at this as being what I define as happy ending. In that if Kaori dies, if the whole point of her story is that she burns too bright, too fast, and is just gone. And for whatever reason, prior to the story, she was already on her way out or something like that. It made her like this. But the thing that's going to suck for me is, remember in the opening, it's the person crying is Tsubaki. And I feel like if Kousei falls in love with Kaori, and Kaori does as well, but it's Nicholas Sparks, and only one person is going to live in the
there can
happy
only
couple.
Be one.
Then does Tsubaki basically just get kind of forgotten? Is she just kind of left there? I'm really excited to see not that, basically. Basically just something really heartwarming happen for the girl who's been by his side basically
this entire
time. And it could be a little cheesy of me to kind of think this and stuff, but I feel like in most stories that girl trope archetype or whatever gets kind of forgotten.
Yeah, like not
and it's just not realistic.
Right. It ends up becoming more a trope than fully explored as what a person like that would be.
So I would really love basically some bonding like between Tsubaki and Kousei at some point in the story that's like vulnerable, and there's hurt, and there's honesty, and there's, you know, confessions, and there's, you know, a whole lot of, you know, emotion behind it and stuff. I'm already able to kind of tell that this is the kind of show that's going to make me want to cry. Like basically that like it's just going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm okay for now. But like I said, the journey bit,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm just hoping they do each of these characters the respect they deserve.
Right.
And if they're going to introduce more characters, which they probably will at some point, that those characters aren't there as simply distractions from the main cast, who I'm really wanting all the best things for, but also to have each member of the main cast get essentially what they want out of life before the story's over. Because I think that's another theme, is that you know, there's a limited amount of time, and there's another theme with the whole idea of the whole Nicholas Sparks thing,
right?
Kaori potentially going to the hospital and having some terminal illness or something,
right?
But all the other characters as well are, you know, not going to have this time forever. You know, they're not going to have this time together forever.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the whole thing
high
of
school,
high school, middle school, and, you know, what happens after and all that.
You know, take our youth by, you know, force, and, you know, enjoy it for all it is. I want that to be the yin-yang relationship with all the hardship that comes. Basically, that they go really far into that, in addition to going really far into the other side of things. There was a lot of funny parts this episode.
The whole bit with them like plastering the sheet music
that was
everywhere, playing it on loop at the school, and
I love that this show realizes that it's an emotionally driven show and doesn't really force the depth of its characters upon you quickly, and is really kind of enjoying taking its time with the comedy aspect to endear you to them before it rips your heart out with
before
like,
it brings
hardships.
out the baseball bat. Like,
So that being said, the comedy was, I think, needed. Now, I don't think there was anything supposed to be like explicitly heavy in this episode, but you could tell that once Kaori started breaking down and crying and stuff, that was when she was being truly vulnerable.
Right.
And that was when I was like, nope, just you're cool. This is just the show trying to get you to cry, and you can tell that this is the point where, yep, this is some kind of Nicholas Sparks stuff. So. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about when I say Nicholas Sparks and stuff, basically
he's a very popular writer that has done a very good job of building a brand for his books.
Yes. Basically, there's a lot of love, and one person dies.
Right.
In the love connection.
Or some other kind of, you know, horrible sadness that strikes, you know.
Yes.
Amidst the happy times.
Just life, and But anyhow, if this is just a really good, like, Nicholas Sparks, the anime kind of thing, then that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. I am
You won't
ready.
get anything out of me about that.
Well, in some ways, I don't really need to get anything out of you. I feel like this is the kind of plot that I'll be able to predict just fine. The main thing I'm not able to predict, and I can tell that that's a good thing, is Kousei's past.
Right.
And I am
Yep. Yep.
I'm ready for both ends of this, the future and the past here. But yeah, guys, not a lot to discuss here. Yeah. I'm excited for the concert coming up. The preliminaries with the accompanist as him being there.
With having no practice.
Yeah, but you can tell the main thing that'll be going into it will be, regardless of whether or not they succeed, it'll be a big step for Kousei and Kaori.
Yep.
So, yeah. Also, just seeing him play, all the other judges will have, like, their jaws drop and hit the floor. They'll be like, what? So
right, because there was that little thing where he just goes up to the piano, right, and plays Mozart with one hand just perfectly, just yep.
Yeah, I'm glad also that they're bold enough to make him basically as skilled as they come when it comes to this field,
right, like Mozart reincarnated, basically,
without being worried about going into Gary Stu territory.
Right.
And that's just something I'm really excited about. So, all right, guys, I guess I'll see you in the next one. But if you want to see the next reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us about stories or what have you. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.